Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Lucerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Firefighters from throughout the area responded to a working structure fire this morning in Freeland. The call came in shortly after 10 a.m. of a working structure fire at 301 Ridge Street in the borough. Heavy smoke could be seen coming from the top floor of the building that contained multiple units and spreading to a neighboring home as fire crews worked to contain it. One person who rescued a teenager from the second floor was taken to the hospital for treatment of smoke inhalation. 7 people were displaced by the blaze and are currently being helped by the Red Cross. No other injuries were reported, as the cause of that Freeland fire remains under investigation. Former State Attorney General Kathleen Kane is behind bars in Montgomery County Prison. A bench warrant was issued for her back on March 21st regarding a DUI arrest in Scranton. She was charged on March 17th with DUI and careless driving when she allegedly crashed her car into another vehicle. The DUI charge put her in violation of probation terms from her 2016 conviction of perjury after she leaked grand jury information to the media. She was forced to resign as Attorney General and was in prison until her November 2018 release. There's no word at this time if she turned herself in or was taken into custody. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for May 26th. The Hazelton Area School Board approved paid sick leave to an employee who's currently being investigated by Pennsylvania State Police. The investigation was prompted by social media posts made by a former student alleging that Hazelton Area Career and Technical Center Vice Principal Michael Possessor had inappropriate contact with her. Since the posts were made, another former student also alleged that other faculty may have been involved in inappropriate communications with students. Meanwhile, Superintendent Brian Uplinger has not commented on Possessor's job status as the investigation is ongoing. A 73-year-old Hazel Township man is facing charges for allegedly having inappropriate contact with a minor. The mother of the 13-year-old child contacted state police back in December of 2019 and told them that 73-year-old Zeferino Martinez allegedly put his hands down the girl's pants while she was asleep on a couch at his Eagle Rock home. The victim was interviewed by the Lucerne County Child Advocacy Center in January of 2020. Martinez was charged on Monday with indecent assault without consent, corruption of minors, and indecent assault of a person less than 13 years old. He was arraigned on Wednesday and released on $100,000 unsecured bail. Edgewood Country Club in Butler Township will close its golf course next year, but continue to host weddings and other events. Co-owner Mike Tuskus said the golf course needs more than $2.5 million in upgrades and repairs to cart paths, bridges, and other structures. The golf course might close at the end of this year or by the middle of 2023. However, all tournaments scheduled for this year will be held. After seeing the wedding business take off at Sand Springs, which Tuskus also co-owns, he purchased Edgewood 6 years ago to hold weddings there as well. Tuskus would like to build 20 or 30 bungalows so that wedding parties can rent for the weekend while attending rehearsal dinners, ceremonies, and receptions. Tuskus also said that the bungalows would not be used for nightly rentals. A Wilkes-Barre officer has been charged on multiple counts of straw purchasing of firearms for a convicted felon. 48-year-old Sidney Snelling Jr. purchased 22 firearms from 3 licensed dealers from June 2014 to September 2015. Snelling then gave firearms to 26-year-old Brandon Mario while he lived with him in 2014. Mario is prohibited from owning, carrying, and possessing firearms due to a drug trafficking conviction, and Snelling purposely put incorrect information on the required paperwork to make the purchases. Snelling was arraigned on 22 counts of firearms and providing false written statements to purchase firearms. He's jailed at Lucerne County Prison for lack of $1 million bail. No charges have been filed against Martinez. Heaping amounts of garbage outside of a Ringtown home sparked an investigation into the welfare of nearly 100 animals. A neighbor told Union Township supervisors about a house during a township meeting earlier this year. It was said that the animals occupying the house, covered in filth, had been eating open containers of food that were just lying around. A search warrant led to the discovery of 20 dogs among 2 properties, as well as cats, goats, pot-bellied pigs, and horses. Avian flu was another concern among the dozens of chickens and ducks also living at the home, which will be staying put until they're tested. The township will give the homeowner a notice to clean up the properties, along with citations and fines. A Tamaqua man told police he was drunk and had a flat tire when they found him inside a wrecked pickup truck next to vacant buildings. Authorities were observing the Can-Do Corporate Center around 10 p.m. when they noticed a damaged Ford F-150 parked in the rear of an empty lot. As they got closer, they discovered 58-year-old Todd Taylor passed out at the steering wheel with both front windows down, smelling of alcohol. When authorities woke him up and asked him to step out of the vehicle, he refused, so excessive force was used to get him out. An uncooperative Taylor was then taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazelton, where he refused a blood test. He was charged with resisting arrest, driving under the influence, and disorderly conduct. Taylor was released on $5,000 unsecured bail the next day. Attorney General Josh Shapiro's office filed suit against the U.S. Postal Service. The U.S. Postal Service is being questioned about their recent generation delivery vehicle acquisition program. The lawsuit states that USPS will replace 90% of their transportation services with vehicles that use fossil fuels. Their environmental analysis conducted and use of the vehicles failed to comply with basic requirements of the National Environmental Policy Act. Before posting a cursory environmental review, USPS chose a manufacturer, signed a contract, and paid a substantial down payment for new vehicles. AG Shapiro stated that USPS did not take Pennsylvania's goals into consideration when it came down to safeguarding the environment. President Joe Biden announced earlier this week that gas prices could be going down within the next few months. Biden said that he plans to lift the summertime ban on E15 gasoline, also known as unleaded 88. The gas is a mixture of regular gas and a bigger amount of ethanol. Under the Clear Air Act, the sale of E15 gasoline is prohibited from June through mid-September due to concerns over air pollution. Although the fuel is not available at every gas station, some spots in our area do sell it. E15 is safe for most vehicles manufactured in 2001 or later, but excludes light-duty vehicles, motorcycles, and buses. Check your owner manual if you're unsure whether your vehicle can take E15. The Department of Human Services is reminding residents that support is still available from Heap. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program provides assistance for home heating bills so that residents can stay warm and safe indoors. DHS has been able to provide increased Heap benefits due to available federal American Rescue Plan Act funding. The minimum cash grant for Heap is $500, while the maximum is $1,500. To be eligible, a household of 4 would have to have a gross annual income of $39,750, or 150% of the federal poverty limit. The Heap season has been extended by 2 weeks, from May 6th to May 20th. Residents can apply online at compass.state.pa.us. Coming up on Wyln News, nothing but pets, pets, and more pets. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kits. We'll be right back.
My name is LJ. I'm 9 years old, and tomorrow's gonna be sunny. I hope you have an amazing day.
We want your child to be our Wyln Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, Go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazelton, 570-454-7229.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazelton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazelton.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Whether you've been thinking about adopting a dog, cat, bunny, or bird, it's time to take action, as tomorrow is National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has the scoop on some sweet fur babies waiting for homes in Carbon County.
Saturday is National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. It was created to raise awareness for the thousands of pets nationwide that are waiting to be adopted from shelters. If you aren't able to adopt, you can always lend a hand to the shelters either by volunteering or donating much-needed items or monetary gifts. If you've been considering adopting, contact a local shelter near you like the Carbon County Animal Shelter, which currently has several lovable dogs waiting for their forever homes. So everyone, meet Cody. This handsome boy with the stunning eyes is around a year old and was found as a stray at the beginning of March. He has seen the vet, received his vaccinations, and has been neutered. This guy is full of energy, and shelter staff are currently working with him on his manners. Silk is a pretty girl who has been waiting for a home for almost 2 years now. So she's crossing her paws that someone will finally want to spend some time with her. She is slow at trusting new people and will need someone to visit her several times so she can get to know them. The shelter recommends that she lives in a home with no small children. Sugar is one of the smaller fur babies and is estimated to be around 3 years old. She came in as a stray after running loose for a few days and would really like to find that special someone that will love her forever. Molly is the newest addition and a super sweet and laid-back girl who was found in Summit Hill a few weeks ago. Her owner couldn't be located, so she'll be heading to the vet and will soon be up for adoption. She's great on a leash and will make the perfect walking companion. Up next is Hershey. She is a happy-go-lucky girl and has been one of the shelter's longest residents. She is so willing to please and just needs someone who has a little patience until she learns what's expected of her. She loves playing with her stuffed animals, going for walks, and soaking up the sun. Apollo is a handsome boy that's estimated to be around 6 years old. He was found in the beginning of April in Albrightsville. It's not known if he's good with children or other dogs, but he does know how to sit and give you his paw. If you'd like to be added to the list to meet Apollo, call the shelter to set up an appointment. And last but not least is Muggsy. He was found running loose a few months back with a muzzle on. He's understandably slow at trusting new people, but he gets more relaxed every day because of the love he receives from employees. So you can also call the shelter to set up an appointment to meet this special boy. The Carbon County Animal Shelter is located at 63 Broad Street in Nesquehoning. You can give them a call at 570-325-4828 to come in and meet these lovable babies. And remember, National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day is this Saturday, April 30th. So reach out to your local shelter to love a pet for life. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
If you've been thinking about adopting a pet, well, there's no time like the present. The SPCA Lucerne County has more breeds, shapes, and sizes of furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone meet Moon. This sweet Corso gal's strong on a leash due to her size, but is a dream in a car, knows her basic commands, and is super friendly and playful. She's lived with children of all ages, another dog and 2 cats as well. She's 4 years old and just shy of 80 pounds. And up next is the dynamic team of Cereal and Corn. These young adult male tabbies can be found at the shelter's pet partner, Pet Supplies Plus. If you'd like to bring these 2 boys into your home, you can start by filling out an application online. Call 570-825-4111 to come on down and check out these featured pets and more. You may just meet your new best friend and give them a well-deserved forever home. Coming up on New Boston's News Choice, your week in review, plus leading the way into this week's final segment. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on Wyln TV.
Hey, Dr. Alex here with another Feel Good Friday. Here to talk to you today about your sinuses. So I have a couple tricks I use to help get sinuses moving again, and a lot of them you can do at home. For example, holding your ears open opposite the direction of your jaw will help your ear to drain. Things don't move, they get infected. So you need that fluid moving, you need that fluid to get cleared out. For your individual sinuses, I like dragging right under your cheekbone. Nice and long and slow, both sides. You can wiggle this area, that helps to get things moving a little bit. Thumb up against the top of your mouth, and then my favorite, right in this little divot on both sides, that's the sphenoid bone, and it's kind of floating there, so you can kind of wiggle it around a little bit. I don't recommend going too hard, you might give yourself a headache or something, but it gets those sinuses moving if you wiggle it around a little bit, and that might help you to feel good.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hey! Did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Monday. Police in Hazelton are still asking for the public's help in locating a man wanted on felony drug charges. The arrest warrant for 22-year-old Raimundo Figueroa Perez is a result of a narcotics investigation conducted during the summer of 2020. He also has a bench warrant for failure to appear in court for a previous drug arrest. He's known to have family or reside in Providence and Cranston, Rhode Island. Police say he may also still have family in the Hazelton and Freeland areas. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is being asked to contact HPD's tip line at 570-450-2080 or email tips@hazeltonpd.org. Tuesday. A man accused of hitting and killing a Hazelton teen last June appeared in Lucerne County Court Tuesday afternoon. 38-year-old Gabriel Hernandez Mendez hit 15-year-old Hector Padilla while he was riding his bicycle along South Poplar Street. Mendez fled the scene, but turned himself into police the following month. Mendez pled guilty back in March to a felony vehicular homicide charge, while prosecutors withdrew the most serious charge of accidents involving death. He was sentenced Tuesday to serve up to 2 years in Lucerne County Prison. A vigil was held on Sunday to honor Hector's name and call for justice in the sentencing. However, Padilla's aunt, Katie Ovales, said she didn't think the sentence was fair, while Padilla's father, Pedro, suggested that Mendez's family connection to former Congressman Lou Barletta is what led to the lenient sentence. Mendez is the father of Barletta's grandson. District Attorney Sam Sanguadolce explained that the plea agreement and decision to drop the charge was based on the evidence and not any of Mendez's connections. Mendez was also granted immediate work release, which allows him to leave the prison to go to work and report back at night to serve his sentence. Wednesday. A bench warrant was issued for former State Attorney General Kathleen Kane. A Montgomery County judge issued the warrant following Kane's arrest for driving under the influence in Scranton back in March. The DUI charge puts her in violation of probation terms from her 2016 conviction for perjury after she leaked grand jury information to the media. She was sentenced in October of 2016 to serve 10 to 23 months in prison, followed by 5 years probation, and was released from prison in November of 2018 for good behavior. She was forced to resign as Attorney General following her conviction. Kane was later notified of the violation when her bench warrant was served, and a hearing date will be set. Kane was later jailed on Friday in Montgomery County Prison, though it wasn't immediately clear whether she turned herself in or if law enforcement took her into custody. Thursday. A man from Quakertown entered a not guilty plea in Lucerne County Court Wednesday. 37-year-old Joseph Allen Sarmiento is accused of killing Helena Johnson at the Red Carpet Inn in Hazel Township back on June 4th. State police responded to room 201 after Sarmiento called 911 to tell them he found his girlfriend unresponsive in a bathtub. The two had been staying at the hotel for approximately 3 weeks and allegedly got into an argument that morning. Sarmiento told police he went to visit his father in New York after the fight and came back the next day to find Johnson dead. She sustained injuries to her head, neck, and eyes, and video surveillance showed that nobody except Sarmiento entered or left the room that day. He was charged with homicide and remains in jail without bail. Friday. Firefighters from throughout the area responded to a working structure fire this morning in Freeland. The call came in shortly after 10 a.m. of a working structure fire at 301 Ridge Street in the borough. Heavy smoke could be seen coming from the top floor of the building that contained multiple units and spreading to a neighboring home as fire crews worked to contain it. One person who rescued a teenager from the second floor was taken to the hospital for treatment of smoke inhalation. 7 people were displaced by the blaze and are currently being helped by the Red Cross. No other injuries were reported, as the cause of that Freeland fire remains under investigation. That's it for your week in review, here on Wyln News.
Penn State Hazelton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
How you doing, everybody? This is Ricardo Santos from J Zapata. You remember this old monster? Well, we're moving into a building. It's a big restaurant. Come and check us out. This is what we had on our menu. Regular burrito. We have the taco americano. Let's go with the Mexicans. They don't have a sombrero, but there you go. Corn tortilla, gluten-free. This is the birria tacos. Enchiladas, nachos, flan, 3 leches. That is right. Come at 620 Hillside Drive, grand opening of J Zapata Mexican Restaurant. Whoop, whoop.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Soul Spacemen on WYLN TV 35. Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 4, Sundays at 9.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazelton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the paint guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazelton.
Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon
at 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
WYLN is your local news leader.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, our own Chris Fulmer is leading the way again to wrap up this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's final segment of Leading the Way with Chris Fulmer. So, looking towards the future. What are some goals ahead? Do you have any goals ahead just upcoming or anything that's way far ahead that you're looking forward to?
Well, Phil, as the Beach Boys mentioned, God only knows. But specifically, I would like to get better with longer distance traveling to try and break out of that and be better. I would like to eventually do at least one work of fiction. Hopefully, I do have one idea. Hopefully, I can carry it to fruition. I would like to continue to be able to profile attractions in the state and general area if things permit. I would, in general, just want to live the best life possible and try and and whenever my time does come, that people say they're glad I was here.
And the long distance travel, anywhere you're looking to particular?
I have New York's Hudson Valley, maybe down the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia. I'd like to get out to Dayton at one point. We'll see. My mother would like to take a train trip to the Rocky Mountains eventually, so we might get that in.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. And the work of fiction, do you want to keep it secret now, or anything you can give us?
Yeah, better keep it classified until I know for sure, but thank you for your interest.
No problem. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this week, and an even bigger thank you to Chris for coming and chatting with us. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome, Phil. I'm very glad to be here.
Always glad to have you here. And folks, have a great weekend, everyone. Best of luck, best of life. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.